I want to thank you for being here. I would also like to thank Councilwoman Ann O'Brien, Councilman Kevin Robinson, and our other partners for being here with us today. I frequently say that this is a team sport, and it takes everyone to come together to bring a case to closure, and this case was no different. First, I want to commend the members of the public who participated in this case, in this investigation. I also want to extend my gratitude to our law enforcement partners who stepped up and assisted the Phoenix Police Department members who led this investigation. The FBI, the ATF, the Surprise Police Department, the El Mirage Police Department, the Las Vegas Metro Police Department, and the Maricopa County's Attorney's Office all played critical roles in this investigation. Also thanks to Phoenix Fire and the Banner University Medical Center for taking such good care of our injured officer. Officer Boswell is resting at home, surrounded by family and supported by his blue family today. I'm happy that no one else was hurt in this incident. It could have been even more tragic. This was a very crowded area that evening. I can't say enough about the incredible work that has gone into this investigation. Friday night, after visiting the scene, or after visiting our officer in the hospital, I went to the scene, and detectives had very little to go on. Members across this department worked tirelessly, hunting video, collecting evidence, interviewing witnesses, and working with our law enforcement partners. And little by little, they began piecing things together, serving search warrants and even traveling to Las Vegas to find our last suspect. I have to commend the members of the Phoenix Police Department. Our officers, detectives, crime scene techs, and analysts, lab personnel, they're the best in the nation. And I want to let you know something else. This is how they operate, not just in these high-profile investigations, but in every investigation that they do. So in this case, 2 of the 3 suspects are 17 years old, by law prohibited possessors. And the 19-year-old in this case, Jemiah Maurer, he's a prohibited possessor for a prior felony conviction. We'll continue to focus on prohibited possessors and violent offenders to drive down violence in this city. I always say, and I will say it again, in order to be successful at reducing crime, you have to have an engaged community, and that's what we're lucky to have here in Phoenix. And before we take any questions, I want to turn it over to Councilwoman Ann O'Brien for some comments.
Thank you, Chief. Thank you for joining us today. First and foremost, our thoughts are with Officer Boswell and his family as he recovers from his injuries. We stand in solidarity with them during this difficult time and offer our unwavering support. I want to thank the Phoenix Fire Department and the staff at Banner Good Samaritan for taking such good care of Officer Boswell. Attacks on our police officers should shock us. Unfortunately, I am concerned that this is happening so often that we are becoming numb to it. We must not let that happen. These brave men and women put their lives on the line every day to protect and serve our city, and it is unacceptable that they should face such senseless violence. Attacks on law enforcement officers not only jeopardize public safety, but also undermine the very fabric of our society. Our police officers are the guardians of our communities, working tirelessly to keep us safe and uphold the law. They deserve our utmost respect and gratitude, not violence and hostility. We commend the swift response of the departments who assisted Phoenix Police in apprehending the suspects responsible for this reprehensible act. That includes the FBI, the ATF, El Mirage, and Surprise Police Departments, as well as Las Vegas Metro Police Department. It is imperative that those who perpetrate violence against our officers and our community are held accountable to the fullest extent of the law. There can be no tolerance for such brazen disregard for human life. In times like this, it is crucial for our community to come together in support of our law enforcement officers. We must stand united against violence and work collaboratively to ensure safety and well-being of all members of our community. To the residents of Phoenix, I urge you to stand with us in denouncing these types of attacks and showing your support for our police officers. Together, we can send a clear message that violence against law enforcement will not be tolerated in our city. Thank you. Chief.
And before I take any questions, you all can step off the stage. Appreciate you coming and being here with us today. And with that, myself and Assistant Chief DeCastro will be happy to take a few questions. Yes, sir.
Chief, the word ambush was mentioned. Can you take us through that? Was there some sort of eventual trap, so to speak, that was set up?
When I say ambush, the officer was attacked just immediately. He was walking towards a scene where a robbery had just occurred, and before he could approach the scene, he was immediately fired upon and struck with gunfire. So that's the ambush that I spoke about when I spoke on Saturday.
Chief, you mentioned that investigators had very little to go on at the start. Can you walk us through kind of how they learned who these suspects were and how you eventually got them all the way, especially in Las Vegas?
Yeah, absolutely. And I'll start, and then I'll turn it over to Assistant Chief DeCastro for some details. But as we got on the scene, we had some video evidence. We also had some witness testimony that we were able to work through, and that gave us some initial leads that evening. But that's why these partners up on our stage were so important, so critical. We engaged with them, and some of the evidence led us through that all the way to Las Vegas. Assistant Chief DeCastro, you want to follow up on that? Sure.
Hi. So very little evidence that we had was video surveillance. The detectives, members from our crime impact unit, were able to continuously keep working through other video surveillance, being able to get photos that were able to lead us into the surprise PD portion of it. And then through digital evidence, we were able to track the suspect to Las Vegas and then back here to El Mirage. So it was just diligent work through the detectives that worked truly tirelessly for 3 full days.
Was the suspect that was arrested in Las Vegas, was he from there or did he travel there after the incident?
He traveled there afterwards.
There was never, as far as I'm aware, a suspect description released. Were you pretty confident that this wasn't a threat to the public actively during the time you were investigating?
Initially, we didn't know, and then as we started putting the pieces together, we realized that we didn't believe that this was a threat to the community directly. They were because they attacked a police officer, but not directly that they were going to go out and commit another crime.
I know you mentioned that there was the robbery. Was the robbery successful? Were you able to recover what was robbed if they were able to get that?
It was not successful, and that's part of what led us to where we are right now.
When you made the arrest, were they all together? Did you make separate arrests? How did that go?
There were separate arrests. And through the course, an investigation is like a puzzle. So each piece leads us to a different component of where we need to go. And as we started adding the pieces together, we were able to divert resources to be able to apprehend the suspects in different locations.
Did defenders know each other or are related in any house?
They do know each other.
After like the first arrest, the second arrest, did each of the suspects provide you any information that helped with the investigation?
They were interviewed, yes.
Chief, forgive me if this has already been mentioned.
That's right.
Do off-duty officers who are working at another spot, do they typically wear the uniform? Do they typically have a vest on? Do they typically have body cam on? And is that part of your investigation here?
So the off-duty, the answer to that is yes. So they do wear uniform, vests, body camera on. That's our normal protocol. That wasn't part of our investigation at the time. He was working at the club, and so he went to assist the the robbery that was in progress. So although he was committed to that from the off-duty perspective, we are here to make sure that the community is safe.
Did the robbery call, or how did he learn about the robbery? Did it come over as a Phoenix police call and he happened to be nearby?
It was a citizen that was in the area that let him know that there was an armed robbery in progress.
So did the officer have body cam? Was it not turned on? Was there a reason he wouldn't have body cam during this visit? He is in uniform, you know.
Mm-hmm.
How did that play out?
Unfortunately, he didn't have any on, but I think it happened so quickly he didn't have time to put it on. So we're still looking into that portion of it.
Does this change any of the procedures for the off-duty security that you provide? Is there anything that will change about that, whether it's the body cams or just how you go about that?
No, I think we do a great job when we do off-duty. This was a truly unfortunate situation that happened very quickly. His partner was arriving to the location, so there's usually 2 officers working. It was just an unfortunate timing.
Are you able to speak any more to Officer Boswell's recovery, what that's going to look like, how long he may be out?
I couldn't tell you how long he's going to be out, but he seems to be in good spirits. He's doing well. He walked out of the hospital a couple days ago, so it'll be a while for him to recover, but I believe he'll make a full recovery.
Was he able to help provide information right away about what happened?
Yeah, he gave us some information initially.
This will be the last question. 35 to
You said that these 3 guys knew each other. Were they friends? Was this a criminal group? What was the relationship there?
We're still investigating it, but they were acquaintances.
Okay, thank you, everybody. I want to thank everybody for coming out here. Please keep our Officer Boswell, and his family in your prayers as he continues to recover. We will send out a media advisory with today's updates. Thank you. Yeah, go ahead.
I'd like to say one last thing. As the chief over investigations, you see a lot of cases go through. The amount of work that was put in from the initial onset of this was absolutely amazing. The detectives from the Violent Crimes Bureau, the detectives from the Crime Impact Unit, our tactical support unit, the partnerships that we had with everybody, they truly worked nonstop to be able to catch these suspects. Although we're only talking about it now, a week later, these 3 suspects were identified and or apprehended within 72 hours of that crime. I think that's a testament to the amount of work that they do and the amount of work that they do for every single case that they get. This is not an anomaly, but the effort that they put in is amazing. So I want to thank everybody that was out there doing that work, because I will hold you against anybody in the country. So well done. Thank you.